Welcome to the Rainbow Remix Best of Series 2022.
I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex and the City, JB.
That's when I was smoking my cigars.
Don't be an asshole today.
First in the mix is author, journalist, and comedian Frank DeCaro.
Frank! You have no idea how excited I am to finally meet you.
Oh, cool your jets, honey. How are you?
I'm great. I'm just waiting for my rock star co-host to do her thing.
All right.
But you're looking fabulous.
Thank you. I'm looking at this. I usually used to do it on my phone, and now I'm like, maybe I need to start raising my computer up now that I have a new computer. I had a laptop that I don't know what I did. I looked at the camera and it broke. I don't know what happened, but the camera was never working. And then when COVID came around, I noticed. I never used it otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like, oh, wait a minute. And then it finally died. We took it behind the barn and shot it and got a new computer. But
you're doing an iPad?
No, I have a what is it? Not Android. What do you call it? It's a PC. It's an HP.
Okay.
PC.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
I have to look to see what brand. I just made Jim buy it. I was like, Jim, which of these is best? And he was like, this one's the one to get. And I was like, let's get that one. So that was
perfect.
It. Hey, there you are.
There's JD. My rock star co-host, JD Dan.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, JD.
Frank DeCaro.
Hi, Frank. Nice to meet you in person.
Thank you. We're as close to in person as we'll get. Wait, I'm raising my volume there. All right. Yes, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
You know what, Frank, I swear I've been following you on Facebook for so long. Back in the day when you would do a floor du jour.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I was doing that. It's like therapy in the group home. I mean, it was just something to do. And I when we moved, that was kind of when we first moved to LA, and I really wanted to. One of the reasons to move to LA was kind of in therapy speak, to kind of be more present, to kind of look, kind of to see again instead of just moving through the motions. Right. So that's kind of what that was. It's been 9 years already since we moved here.
That's
9.
Wow.
Amazing. It's amazing. It's it seems like the right fit though. Like I
love it. Oh my God, we're crazy about it. We love it. And right before COVID, we bought a condo, and Jim and I right now are as far apart in the apartment as we can be. Our desks are in the opposite corners in 2 different bedrooms. And that's what got us through COVID. I always tell people, I said, if we lived in our last apartment, before this one, we would have fought all the time. And if we lived in the one in New York, we'd have killed each other. So it worked out nicely that we got on famously. So.
Yeah, the lockdown thing was that was no joke. That was hard.
No, but we got on. We really did well.
I think we made it through because my wife was able to get up each morning and walk to her boss's place and actually work from there. So it felt like we didn't miss a step. She still went to work while I was working at home, and it wasn't horrible. And JD, you never stopped working, did you?
I never stopped. I couldn't stop because our business, other than me wanting to be a rock star, my business is pallets. So everything was still being shipped during that time.
Yeah.
So we were still working, and thank God we weren't shut down, but I had to go to work every day. So I couldn't really enjoy the lockdown like some people got a chance to really do great things like write books and things like that. But I did write a song.
That's a song is good. I did a book proposal and started the book during and now it's crunch time. Now I've really got to put the pedal to the metal and make it happen. But on a new book. But I did that, but I kind of, when freelance writing dried up, because I write about happy topics, and they weren't interested in that. I mean,
Nobody was, right.
it wasn't the, oh boy, Funko figurines, my favorite. Let's write about the people who collect those. They weren't into those stories at all. So I was SOL, as we say, and had nothing to do. So I treated it like retirement in a way. And we watched all 6 seasons in the movie of Downton Abbey in less time than it took Mrs. Pattinson to cook Christmas dinner. We just breezed through it, and we were doing 5 hours at a time, and it was fun.
That's what
I
we
read,
did.
and
we did a lot of binging, a lot of binging on things. My wife's a little bit younger than me, and so there were a lot of things that she discovered during lockdown. Like, she came running down the stairs one day and said, "There's this show called The Mary Tyler Moore Show that's on, and it's in black and white, and it's really good." So, like, we just
That's funny.
we just binged on things that, like, that maybe she had heard of, but never really saw. So that was fun, like seeing those things through her eyes. That was pretty fun.
Oh, definitely.
But we took in
That happens.
a lot.
That happened to me with Danny with Andy Griffith. She's like, "What's Mayberry?" I'm like, "What's Mayberry? What do you mean, what's Mayberry? It's only where I want to live."
We have younger partners.
Right.
No, I do. Jim is 7 years younger than I am, and but he's such an old soul that there are a song from the 50s will come on that his father loved, and suddenly it'll be he'll be singing all the words. I was like, how the hell do you know all the words? And he does.
So Frank, I think I posted on your Facebook that I felt like the universe knew you were coming on and gave us something to talk about as far as the Oscars go.
Oh my God. I hate the word. Do you want me to just launch or what?
Launch.
No, I was going to say, I hate a lot of therapy speak, and the word triggered triggers me. I'm usually horrified by the word triggered.
Yeah.
I was genuinely triggered by what happened on that Oscar telecast. And it wasn't just the slap. It was the slap followed by the standing ovation.
The yelling.
That was the triggering moment, because it was that feeling of, I'm on the schoolyard, some bully is pummeling me, and the other students are cheering him on.
The crowd is cheering.
And the authorities, meaning here the academy, or in that case the teachers, aren't stepping in to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And so it really has nothing changed since high school. And you know what the answer is? And we kind of knew this going in Hollywood. No, nothing's changed. Probably anywhere, nothing's changed since high school. But particularly in Hollywood. And it was, the standing ovation was the appalling icing on a horror of a cake. It was just, and ultimately it comes down, in my mind, that was the most selfish thing to derail everyone's night.
Yes.
Was not only wrongheaded, it was just selfish. It was, and I said this, I said it's either toxic masculine, a rampant example of toxic masculinity. Or it's a red flag of mental illness, because people who are in their right minds don't do that.
Agreed.
I couldn't, it was so layered for me. Like and of course, mind you, I'm in London, so I didn't even get it until Monday. So I knew I
might have heard the real words. We all ran to Twitter to hear the F-bombs. We were like, oh my God, that's what he said.
I was like, I couldn't believe. I feel like Britain woke up and went, what the hell just happened over there?
But when someone has a reputation for being a sweetheart, generally they are. And when someone has a reputation for not being very nice, they generally are right. Details might be wrong, but people,
that's true.
Chris Rock is generally thought to be a sweetheart. Will Smith is generally thought of to be an a-hole.
Yeah.
And has been for decades, and I want to hear from the woman who was on Fresh Prince who quit because she said she couldn't stand working with him. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Really?
like dig
Yeah.
her up if she's still alive. You know, find her and let's hear that statement. Why she
Really?
dig,
Wow.
dig that up. But
I got a couple of friends on Facebook, and Jay, you know Dan Renzi,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
old MTV Real World Miami, Dan Renzi. He's a friend of mine, and he said that he put out a very vague statement on his Facebook thing saying that he knows that they're not nice people. The Smiths are not nice people, and then everybody's going, tell us why, tell us why, tell us why. And he said, I don't have to. I'm just telling you. Firsthand on authority, I know that they are. And, I've heard that about different people. And like the whole Ellen thing, like when that was picking up steam and everybody was saying, Ellen's not as nice as you think she is. And all these people started coming forward and employees and whatnot. So there's always a little grain of truth behind those things. I think you're 100 on that. I think you're 100.
Yeah.
I think that because that's such a vague concept, but nice or not nice, but it's it's not like saying this one can't get off unless they're pooped on, whatever. You're not it's not awful specific things, it's like you just say whether someone's reputation is like this one's a sweetheart, this one's not,
right,
or
right.
And you tend to know who's prickly and who's
right.
Whether are they prickly or just a prick? I mean, sometimes some of them are curmudgeonly but worth it, and other ones are awful. Right. Yeah. But they make a lot of money, and ultimately that's what matters. And I mean, it's
you just start. It's crazy because like that moment at the end with Lady Gaga and Liza Minnelli was so touching. And I feel like everybody's mouths were still slowly going back up, and they didn't give that moment the credit that it deserved. Yeah. Now it's starting just now.
That's what people were saying.
Yeah, it was like a really, it was like the Hollywood hospice lady. Like
I know that's what I kept saying. It's like she's a hospice nurse now. Who the hell designated her as that? She's like, how many other old people does she have to minister to? It's like, oh my God, Gaga. It's like, hey, honey, stop already.
Right.
Except her. And as a bald woman myself, I was not offended. Okay, that's all I'll say.
I love that. That's perfect.
So Frank, I did a little research because I knew you were coming on the show, and I went on YouTube and I saw that you have a cookbook called Recipes from Dead Celebrities.
Oh, the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. I have two dead celebrity cookbooks, and among my 5 books. Yes.
So how did you get that idea, and how did you get the recipes? How did that work out?
Grave robbing. No, I had collected for many years. I was an avid flea marketer, and I still love it, but I don't do it nearly with the. I used to go every weekend to the flea market in New York when they still had vacant lots in Chelsea and the Flower District and stuff. I used to go, they had these huge areas that weren't built up yet. They're all gone now. They're all high rises now. But we would go, and you'd meet every Sunday and go. And I bought furniture, I bought collectibles, I bought tiki mugs, I bought Batman things, I bought, everything. And one of the things I collected was anything that had a celebrity recipe in it. And I think the secret about why a lot of people do what they do for a living is to justify their own taste and justify their own craziness. And I was like, with all
these passions,
I've got to what?
We'll passions.
Yeah, no,
right.
Insanity, I think.
Right.
But I had all these cookbooks, and I thought, I got to figure out what to do with these. And what gave me the idea was I had intern after intern at Sirius when I was doing the radio show, and these kids didn't know who the hell I was talking about ever, and my parents both died, and I started to think a lot about what one leaves behind, and wanting people to remember the performers that influenced my sensibilities. So I thought, well, here's a way to do it with a cheeky title. And the only thing disrespectful was calling it the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. It was love letters to character actors whose names people didn't know, to great comedians, to gay pioneers. It was Liberace sticky buns recipe is in there, and it's like Liberace sticky buns. Okay, that they're quite delicious, as it turns out. Who knew? But other than Scott Thorson, he knew, I'll bet, that his sticky buns were delicious. But it was a way to sort of memorialize these performers. And also, I think I do think it was part of the grief of losing my parents, over a 10-year period. That it was that sense of, oh, we're not here for very long. Let's see if I can do something to help people remember people I've adored. And so that's where the cookbook came from. Yeah. Some of the recipes are very good. Some of them are dreadful. And I say that, but it was really the recipe was the excuse to write about the performer.
The performer, yeah.
Isabel Sanford's wheezy chicken is horrible. I just hate to say it's horrible. But however, Harriet Nelson's chicken bake is a heart attack on a plate. But it's worth, but still it's delicious.
I think it was such
idea. Yeah.
Such a great idea. Yeah, really cool idea.
And you're such a great cook. I mean, baker.
Yeah, pretty darn good. We gained so much weight during COVID quarantine. Oh my
my God. What did you just put something out just last week or something? It had pecans on the top, and I'm like,
oh yeah, I did it.
Need to be friends.
It was I've been looking. Yeah, my neighbor and I get on famously because she makes the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever eaten in my life.
Oh.
So she brings those over constantly, and I'm like, here, taste this cake, see what you think. And we haven't gotten to savory yet. Although I bring quiche over once in a while because I do make a pretty mean quiche. Because I'm a gay, but no, I made it was called banana cake with caramel frosting, CAR-MEL frosting, and I had found it, I think, in the White Trash cookbook years ago, and I couldn't find the cookbook in my archives, and I must have either typed, I don't know where I did find it and typed it into my computer over the holidays. And so I brought it back, and I was like, I got to make this the first excuse. Oh, it's so good. I posted the rest.
I knew it. I knew. I wish it was a scratch and sniff because I was like, I can't.
It was wrong. But I forgot to put the pecans in, so I put them on top, which was the best thing because then I added that crystallized sugar, that not sanding sugar, but that heavier crunch. Gave it a crunch.
Oh.
And I did that, and then I hit it with a couple of twists of salt. So it was the salty sweet pecan, caramel, butter, brown sugar. It was rocking.
That just like ticks all my boxes. Anything with like
I've ticked your box. My father would be so. I ticked a lady's box. My father would
box, Frank. My box.
Finally, after all these years.
There's the title of this episode. Frank DeCaro ticks my box. Yep.
That's it.
Box ticker is going right on my new business card. That's going to be a box.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm working on a new book now on disco. This is my new thing. So I get to watch
this.
I get to watch like Lola Falana.
Let's wrap with this.
I was going to say I've been watching like Lola Falana specials from the late 70s, and
my cousin was her hairdresser. I'm not lying about that. My cousin was her hairdresser.
This is good.
He worked in Las Vegas in the 70s, and he did Lola Falana's hair. And I was little, and I would tell everybody, and no one knew who she was. So, I didn't know that was kind of code for he's gay.
Right. Yeah. There's that. Yes. That's why I watched them. But no, so I'm doing this new book, but it's fun because you get to call. You sit and wait for the Village People Indian to call you, and then you're like, oh, Felipe, how are you? So I talked to him, and he said, oh, I'll hook you up with Gloria Gaynor, and then I talked to her, and so the only thing is some of them are getting, there was a quite a giant in the field without naming names, and they were like, no, for personal reasons he can't do it, and I thought, oh, I wonder if it's just because he's too old now. That could very well be the reason. But so we'll make do. I'm writing. I'm working on a little piece about if we're in the book about the Ethel Merman disco album. So that's been a fun place to concentrate for the last
Oh
few
my God.
I
Those
can't
words,
make it
I
the
never
all thing.
imagined those words in a sentence together.
Oh,
Right?
you don't have. Oh my God, you or download it on Apple, whatever it's called, Apple Music or iTunes or
I
any app.
am going to
Oh my
now.
God, it's the
fascinating.
worst thing ever. It's so dreadful. And then it turns out there are more things like that even I didn't know. But you'll be looking, you're like, Anne Margaret did a disco album. Well, now I have to look at so there's an Anne. Yeah, I keep finding things.
Oh,
and,
that's fantastic.
And it's good being.
It's going to be a great book.
I hope it's due in September. That's the only frightening thing is it's like really, I've got my checklist. Do you see any checks on the checklist? Oh, I did that. No, nothing's finished. It's just 1,000 things that have to get done. But it's always like that.
That's gonna be fantastic because I tell you, I'm fascinated by that whole Studio 54, thing.
Yeah.
Like I watched a documentary on it, and
it's a fascinating period, and the book looks at it as being that the disco sucks, disco demolition night movement, all of that anti-disco sentiment was really misogynistic and homophobic and racist, because the people who were getting ahead were people of color, gays, and women, and that would not do. And so it talks about basically that it sort of was the MAGA movement of its day. And so that's kind of the gist of where it starts. But ultimately, it's a big celebration of discos, and that disco didn't die, even though they said it did. It didn't. It became house. It became dance. It became hip hop. It became electronic dance music. It became the soundtrack to the Target commercials a couple of years ago. When your Christmas song is a remake of "I Feel Love" by Donna Summer, sung by an openly queer Sam Smith, things have changed.
So we're getting there. Those are big strides there. Those are big strides.
Yeah.
See, there's the episode name. Disco didn't die.
Disco didn't die.
Now I want to be the box ticker.
I like that. Okay. That's so funny. Frank, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to do this.
What a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
Like I said, I've been a fan, for ages, and it's just an absolute thrill to have you.
I'm a new fan here.
I like when rock and rollers are my fans. I need that, even if I'm writing a disco book.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But send me links and I'll post them, and we'll make sure people watch, and it's fun. And thank you. A lot of times podcasts turn out to be hostage situations where they go on for hours, and so thank you for clicking. This was lovely. Just enough. That's what I said about the disco book. Like, how deep you're going. I was like, just enough information. That's what I'm going to.
Perfect. It's perfect. And I'm really looking forward to the book and your next Facebook post. Dear God, your next Facebook post.
I take social media way too seriously. Hey, if people could, I would love it if they would follow me at Frank DeCaro Show, and also if they're interested in RuPaul, then they need to get my drag book, it's called Drag Coming Through the Big Wigs of Show Business.
Yes.
Because it really is a good primer on what you need to know about drag before, during, and after RuPaul's Drag Race.
Fantastic.
So
I included your cover in my little reel because I
saw that. Yeah.
It's great.
Well, I'm doing self-promotion, self-aggrandizement, and self-promotion.
Perfect.
And I will be starring in G.I. Jane 3. So I'm very excited about that. So please.
I'm ending it on that.
We're going into production. I'm
ending it on that. You're an absolute delight. Thank you, sir.
Bye, Frank. Nice
Bye.
meeting you.
Next in the mix is Nick Austin, our very own queer news guy.
This is the first time in a long time that I'm doing a show and it's still light outside.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's
It doesn't
true.
really start getting dark now, like for another half an hour or so, like 9:30.
It's never quite this bright here, that's for sure.
I love it. It's your awesome place.
I went to go see a new movie today, and I never see movies during the day because you go out and it's so bright. It's so bright over here too. Just like having to shield my eyes. It's
Yeah.
I need those glasses, JD.
Yeah, this is my, when you don't have a lot of makeup on, these are great for that. You know about that, right?
Oh,
JD,
hell yes.
keeping up the persona, keeping up that persona.
Yeah, it's really nothing more than I didn't have a chance to do all the makeup, so.
My bad. This is it. This is all the makeup. This is it. That's all you're ever gonna get.
You don't need it. You're fabulous without it, Denise.
Fabulous. This is a day of working in the garden. This is what it looks like.
Well, if that's you working in the garden, then lucky you.
Anyways, guys, it's Pride Summer, and there should be some wonderfulness that comes with that. Weather aside, it's Pride Summer. Is anybody going to a Pride Fest, a local Pride Fest?
I'm thinking about, I think next week is Stonewall, the 18th. So yeah, I'll probably visit. I usually play in that one, not for the last few years, but as I mentioned, I will go support.
Anything going on in Colorado that you're going to?
Oh gosh, there better be a Pride. I haven't been to Pride since 2019 because of the pandemic. So yeah, I feel like all of us have missed out on Pride, and I feel like it's going to be in like full swing this year, which I'm really hoping for. But yeah, Denver has a really good Pride, so I'm excited to attend it. I can't wait.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be
I bet they have some cool stuff in Colorado.
Oh yeah,
right? Like you probably will find some cool stuff there.
we're all gonna be smoking weed, just kind of like walking down. Yeah,
Proudly.
That's what I'm talking about.
Pride.
Maybe that's where we need to go.
yes, please do.
That would
because
be, yeah.
that'll be a party.
That would be amazing. Yeah, maybe that's the key to a good Pride, is going someplace where weed is legal, right? Like that would be amazing. And I'm not talking like CBD. I mean, like, let's hit it,
Oh, the
like
real stuff.
Amsterdam, like Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I can
what we-
imagine Amsterdam's Pride is incredible. Like that has to be one of the top places to go.
Has to be.
Went to Amsterdam. What was it for? We usually go every 5 years. We go for Gemma's birthday, and always have a really good time. But we went in between with some friends, and there was something going on where there was like Ferris wheel and rides and all kinds of things. And I just walked around going, oh my God, like everybody is so stoned right now. Like Ferris wheel's got to be a completely different, it's got to be a whole different level when you're that stoned, because like their weed is incredible. And I always get like, just drop like, 20, 30 euros or whatever on weed when I first get there. And you go through as much as you can, and then whatever's left over, you just leave in the hotel room as a tip for the for the maid service. Just leave a big bud for them, or you give it to somebody. Like I remember like thinking, I was sitting outside at the cafe that was attached to this one hotel, and I was like, maybe I'll just ask that guy over there if he wants, the rest of this. So I go up there, I'm like, excuse me, do you speak English? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I have this big bud and I can't take it back to Britain with me. He was like, oh my God, I was going to come and ask you because I'm leaving in the morning and I have some left over. And I was like, so yeah, that's when I decided, you know what, just leave it for room service. Just leave it for the cleaners. That's enough.
That's very kind of you.
They're probably
Very
like, fuck this, man, we get this all the time.
That's the kind of tip that I'd want.
Right? Come on, free weed. Oh God.
On July 26th, I'm supposed to be a guest on a podcast from Amsterdam.
Oh,
Yeah, I gotta
I
get
highly
the name of
suggest
it.
getting stoned.
Yeah. Too bad it's not in Pride Month. It's
Right?
Queer Sounds. I gotta take a look at what the name of it is, but it's a queer something is the name podcast.
You know what it is, Nick? I see your face.
Yes. Oh my
You
gosh.
know it?
Yeah, I'm friends with the person who does that podcast, Queer Sounds. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
they're wonderful.
I have to get the name now, I'll tell you. If
I
that's-
gotta, I'll tell you what though, the nicest people in Amsterdam, the nicest people. One time back when we were doing the lesbian lounge, I used to feature a business every week, and I featured this gay owned and operated B&B above a cake shop, and it was called Cake Under My Pillow. And
Oh,
so I featured them on a show, and I wrote to them, let them know that, and they listened, and they wrote back, and they were so excited about it and everything. So then when I moved here and I knew we were going, I contacted them and they remembered, and they gave us the entire B&B, like the whole thing. There was, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. So they gave us the whole thing, like all the bedrooms, the living room, the bathroom, everything was just, it was all booked for us. And they took care of us like nobody's business. Like, they greeted us, they gave us maps, they told us what coffee shop to go to for the weed. Like, the first thing he said is anybody going to be smoking? And I'm like, so he like circled coffee shops. He told us what the good areas were, where to stay away from, be aware when you're in the red light district, wear your bag across here, so nobody yanks it off your
Really?
arm.
That's
Like,
interesting.
they were so nice. These 2 guys were so nice. Simon, I can't think of the other guy's name, but they took care of us like family, and
Yes.
but everybody that we met, when we were there, they were just so lovely and nice. I mean, there was only one time I think that I felt intimidated when we went to a different coffee shop, and I felt like we walked into like a terror cell. It was like all guys, and everybody like looked up and looked, and I was with my one friend who has like bright blonde hair, and you could just kind of see them all staring at her, and I was like, why don't you wait outside? Why don't you wait outside? And like just dropped
Is
the
it the
20,
hair?
grabbed the weed, and just took off, because it was like very intimidating for some reason. Where the other one, where the guys told us to go, the girl had like the lollipop ponytails up here,
Right,
had a
right.
menu, told us how to do it, gave me a grinder for free to grind up my weed, open up these double doors to a smoking lounge, like
Oh, wow.
there was a bakery attached. It was so much fun. But yeah, so they're right. There are ones that are far more welcoming. Like,
They
listen to
knew.
your hosts. Yeah.
So it is Queer Sounds, Nick. Queer Sounds, but I have to check my schedule. It may be this coming week I'm going to be on that one. So I will be.
Way to have it under control, Jay.
Yeah, right? I haven't, that's what
Could be
happens
this
when you
week
have,
or it could be July. I'm not
I
quite sure.
now have a publicist, and I have this thing in my mind where you have the person following you with their iPad and the schedule reminding you of what you need to do. But
If
she's
only.
in Chicago, so that's not happening. So I really need to take care of this stuff myself. So yeah,
Don't you love
I-
how big she dreams? She dreams
Right?
so big.
in my
It's the
head,
best part of you. It's the best part of you.
in my mind, that's what's happening. In reality, she just called me and told me, and I need to go back and look. So yes. So Nick, can I name drop when I'm on the show?
you can name drop me. That's okay.
Okay.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, you've heard it.
I got it.
Oh, God, please don't get me going with giggles. Please. We'll be here all fucking night.
So do you have some fabulous news for us today, Nick?
I do. With it being Pride Month, I wanted to keep things light, and it's been a while since I've seen both of you. So I wanted to make sure that we had a fun conversation. So, okay, so who's heard about Rebel Wilson coming out?
I
Yeah.
always thought she was out, so I didn't think that was news.
Oh no,
that's
she had a
wild.
boyfriend last year, didn't she?
Did she? Oh,
Yeah.
That is so wild that you say that, because yeah, no, she hasn't been, but this is her first relationship with a woman being out.
oh.
Nick, give me the
Yeah.
background on this about Sydney Morning News.
Oh my gosh. Oh, don't get me started on this. Okay, so
Listen to this, Jay.
yeah, listen. Okay. So, I actually reported on this for LGBTQ Nation, and I was talking about how cool it was that she had come out because she posted on Instagram and everything. And I was like,
Pride
oh,
Month.
this,
Pride
Yeah, it's
Month.
Pride Month.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I love Rebel Wilson. It's like, who doesn't love the Pitch Perfect movies and Bridesmaids and like everything that she's been in? And, you know, she is just so funny. She's a ray of sunshine. And I'm like, this is so cool that she's sharing this with us. Little did we know that she actually was going to be outed. And that's why she came out.
Oh,
This, it was like the Sydney Morning Herald, I believe, or yeah. Okay, so the
And
Sydney
let me just
Morning
name
Herald.
him. Andrew Horny. What? Hornery. Andrew Hornery. Is that his name?
Andrew Hornery. So he's the one. And so they reached out to her because they had found out that she was dating a woman. And they're like, we're going to release this story about you and this new relationship. And we wanted to give you time to, you know, respond or
Prepare a
something.
statement. Like,
Yeah, prepare a
they thought
statement.
that she would give it to them exclusively when literally it came across as blackmail.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's literally what it was. It's like they basically
Wow.
said, now this is so funny because they were telling on themselves in the article that they had posted and basically saying that. And it's like, that sounds like you're planning to out her when she has not been out before. It's like, you don't do that. That is so messed up.
So
yeah.
I read this what he's talking about. I read it and I looked up the guy and it was Andrew Hornery or something like that. So I said that I tweeted at him that he was a fucking dick Perez Hilton wannabe. And then Perez Hilton liked it and retweeted it.
Oh, wow.
What? Of course Perez Hilton would do that. What the fuck is
He's
going
like,
on with him?
oh, I'm in a tweet. Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, it's like, I would not retweet that. What? That is so crazy.
It's like he was proud of it. He was,
Ugh.
You mentioned his
let's give him
name.
some traction.
Any press, right?
Oh my God. And you know, here's the thing. It broke my heart when I read that because I remember interviewing Megan Mullally from Will and Grace, right? Karen
Yeah.
Walker.
Yeah. Love her.
She told me how awful it was for Sean Hayes, who went through the same thing. You know, for years and years and years, reporters would always ask him and he would say, not comfortable talking about it, nobody's business but my own, whatever. Just didn't want to make a public statement about it.
Mhm.
And got contacted by a press organization saying that they were going to out him if he didn't come out himself. And she said how devastating it was when he got that news, like how all of a sudden he had to, you know, just come up with something, you know, not ready, being rushed, being blackmailed, you know, and that it messed with him so badly. So when I read that, that's the first thing I thought of was, you know, we want to be so happy. And I hope that we've all made her happy with our tweets and our
Mhm.
posts and everything about it, so that she doesn't feel bad. But that story is not getting enough attention, you know, about how, you know, how it came about. You know, I mean, I think people are under the impression they were just scrolling Instagram and went, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
not. There was so much more to it in the background, and I hate that for her. I hate that for her. It should have been on her own terms,
And then
100%.
there's me. Oh, she has a new girlfriend. But she was always out. I don't know why.
I love that. You know, that's how, you know, we should be reacting to this news anyways, right? It's like I don't know, it's a catch-22 because we should be really excited for somebody to come out. Of course, not in this situation because she was basically forced to, and she handled it with so much class, so much
Yeah,
grace.
yeah. No mention of it,
Right.
not giving them an ounce of credit. You know, that's what I like is that, you know, they're not getting anything but bad press about it, where she's
Yeah.
getting all the
Yeah.
good press. So good for her.
Yeah, I know. And I hope to write about that because I am looking to tear them a new hole for even publishing an article after the fact too.
After
you
the
know?
fact, right. this is what we did. and
Which
this is
editor
why.
approved that?
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah.
on, that is bad editor. That's bad editing right there.
Yeah, it's bad practice. You
It
know,
is.
Yeah.
it's bad practice. You know, and didn't it take like a good 20 years for Perez Hilton to figure out that he was being a monumental asshole? You know, like he had to publicly say that I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing and all that other stuff. And now he's like this glowing dad with children and this normal life and whatever. But you know, it's like his legacy will always be in my mind that he was the one who forced people to come out when they weren't ready. You know, regardless of what his reasoning was, if he thought, oh no, they'll feel better about it, or they'll see it, this won't hurt their career. It made him look like a jerk. It really instilled a lot of fear and uncomfortability in people, you know, that shouldn't have that experience before they come out. And it should always be your decision and your terms. You know, nobody should be telling you that. And to think that he's just kind of gone into obscurity, you know, and now there's these people like Hornery or whatever his name is that are carrying it on, you know, carrying that kind of behavior on. Makes me sick, makes me really sick.
It's surprising because in today's day and age, you want to expect that kind of behavior, not from a major publication. And, you know, that's why Perez Hilton has, you know, gone into obscurity, because that's not the practice anymore. Tabloids are not a thing because of social media, and it was a completely different time, but still, you know, that is his legacy. And for people to, you know, take that mantle up now, it's just, I don't know, it's baffling.
I just don't believe in somebody taking that moment away from you, you know?
No.
It's
me neither.
It's not right. So, okay, now we've had a little venting about that. I feel better.
Yes. Okay, so these, I know we don't have too much time left, so I'm gonna go through the next one.
Okay, because we can always, again, like go into your email and click the link and we'll come back. But go ahead. We'll see if we can fit it in.
Okay, so this is what we suggest for watching on TV for the month of Pride.
Okay.
So who has heard of it's called First Kill on Netflix? Have either of you? It just came out this weekend, literally yesterday. And
I wonder if I'll get it. Usually you guys get things first, but go ahead. I'll keep an eye out.
Hopefully, because it is a teen lesbian vampire drama series.
Oh, I heard about that.
Excellent.
I didn't know
and
the
it
name.
is so good. It is so good.
Wait, JG, you heard of it?
I did, but I didn't know that was the name. I saw something about it on, I don't know where, surfing. I don't know. What do they call it? Scrolling? Yeah.
Scrolling, yeah.
Surfing. So it's
You saw it
good.
on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely give it a watch, Denise. When it comes to you definitely have to watch it.
Okay.
It's a fun show, and it's actually pretty serious for you know, a show about teen vampires. And the main character, she's a vampire, and she falls in love with a vampire hunter. She's like a monster hunter. So this is a world where monsters exist. And it's kind of like a you know, Romeo and Juliet type of
excellent.
you know, romance.
Yes. Yes, that's perfect. That's a good way to describe it. Yep.
So we have that. And then who has been keeping tabs on the new Queer as Folk reboot?
I haven't got it yet.
I haven't
Peacock.
wanted to
It's on
watch it.
Peacock, so you guys get it. Okay.
Yeah. This is the new one without any of the original people, right?
Correct. Yes. It's a
Okay.
whole new cast. It's super queer. A lot of, because I didn't watch the original, but I remember it was centered on, wasn't it centered on a group of like gay best friends, and it was like all
It's
white
Bird.
men.
And
Yeah.
Okay, so this one definitely has more representation in it. You know, we see more people a part of the LGBTQ family, and it's really good. You know, I was watching it with my mom actually, and it came out Thursday, and we binge watched it Thursday. And we absolutely loved it, unapologetic queerness, unapologetic queer sex, just everything is exactly what you would hope from a series today talking about the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
It
It's
feels like
centered
that,
around tragedy.
like the L word, Gen Q, right? Like they wanted to
Yeah.
have trans people and they wanted to have non-binary people and they wanted to have queer. They wanted to, like really embrace, tick all the boxes, as they say.
Yes. This show ticked all the boxes, especially just being a really good drama, really good comedy. It's definitely something that I wish I were a part of writing because it's just an incredible show. So I would
Good to know.
definitely
Okay.
recommend it. And Denise, if you find a way to get past Peacock, I don't know how, but you'll definitely have to watch it.
There's some things that are slowly coming over because like Sky Comedy has bought into Peacock, and like our Channel 5 has bought into Paramount Plus. So now I'm getting Yellowstone. I'm very excited about that, but only up to season 2. But yeah, so some things are coming across, but really slow. I feel like they want to finish in the States before they release seasons over here. So hurry up.
Yeah, I know. That's so crazy.
Is it set in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh? It
is set in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I heard that. Yeah. So totally different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Kim Cattrall's got a character in it, right?
Yeah, she has a fun character arc, and she's how she always is. She adds a nice level of sophisticated camp to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You love with Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, because she's got a new series. So I thought, how is she doing both? And then I realized she just has an arc in QAF. She's not a regular.
No, she's not. Yeah, okay. She plays the mom of 2 of the queer characters.
Okay.
Oh,
Saucy mom, right?
Mom now.
Okay.
And isn't there a movie coming out for Queer as Folk with the old cast? I thought I read something about a movie.
Every year they bring it up, like they want to, like all the cast wants to, but they got to get, yeah.
But if you're looking for a movie to kind of fit that kind of like Queer as Folk hole in your heart, have either of you heard of Fire Island on Hulu?
I have heard of it.
Yeah.
I've seen the advertisement for it. Yeah.
It's really good. I've seen it twice now, actually.
Oh, that good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a movie? I thought that was is that a documentary? Or is that
it's a movie set at Fire Island.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
And it's good. If you're a big Pride and Prejudice fan, you're going to enjoy this because it's kind of like the Clueless version of Pride and Prejudice, very much updated, but with like a ton of queer people in it.
Okay. All right, I'm digging that.
As is Fire Island.
As is Fire Island.
As
yeah.
is Fire Island. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely good. Okay.
I know. And that kind of leads into the next thing that I wanted to bring up, which are the top 5 places to visit around the world if you're a queer person for Pride.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
I know. And Denise, you're going to be very interested in what makes this list, but I'll start counting down from 5. So number 5 is Lisbon, Portugal. Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal. Yeah, Lisbon.
And then 4 is Los Angeles.
Of course.
Can't go wrong with LA.
No.
Number 3 is Rome, Italy.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, surprising.
Very.
Number 2 is Paris, France.
Okay.
I didn't realize all these cities, like all these countries had like huge Pride events either.
Yeah. I have heard Paris is it kicks it up a notch during Pride. Yeah.
Well, number
Still
1.
No desire to go, but yeah.
No desire to go.
No, I hate France.
Well, then you're gonna love this because number 1 on the list is London.
Oh,
wow. Oh my God.
Miami did not make anything?
No, like none of like
Wow.
One of the queer capitals in the United States made it, like Miami, San Francisco, Fire Island,
London
Cape
is such a
Town.
mishmash. Like there's no set.
Right.
There's
right.
no there. First of all, their pride's always under fire. You know, their committee. There's like maybe one parade, but there's no like go to this queer bar, go to that queer bar. They're having this on this night. They're having that on that. It's just all of London. You know, so it's very chaotic. It's very, you know, the schedule is very nuts, and it's like 1 million people in Trafalgar. You know, like I did it once, and I'll never do it again. Never do it again. I was just like, you know, like all of a sudden you just feel so like fear of being trampled kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my
Oh.
gig, not my jam. I like the little pocket ones, the local ones. You know, like that I can handle, like on a local level, definitely in any of the 5 boroughs around London. You know, I'm okay with that. But going into central London, no. But I think like if you're a party person, I get it. And in fact, I would love to have Gary Henshaw, who runs Q Bar, which is the longest, oldest, biggest gay bar in London. I would love to have him on the show. I bug him on Facebook all the time. And he has the only surviving lesbian bar in London, She Soho.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it would, you know, I recommend it if you're a party person. If you're over 50, maybe not so much. No. Are we gonna snap shut and come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We're back. we're
back.
discussing. Oh, look, and she had a change of outfits.
I did a costume change.
Change.
I had a chill. I put the air down.
extra. So extra. I love it.
I did the costume change. I'm sitting right in front of the vent and I was getting a chill. So
Okay.
I needed
So
a-
much for continuity.
Oh.
All right. Well, you mentioned it. So. All right. You know what? Not to make this all about me, but I did check during the little break, and it is Monday. I'm doing this.
Well, it's a good thing we had this show today.
I had it written down. I just didn't remember it in my head, which one was which.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'll mention
That's
your
fine.
name. Who is it that
Yes.
you know on that show? I'll name drop your name. to
Oh,
who-
it's the person who does it. Oh, I forget their name. Give me a second and I'll look. I feel so bad because it's been forever since.
Well,
What's
I'll
the
let you
name of the
know.
play?
You know, I
Queer
don't want to
what?
put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Queer
Yeah.
Sound?
Yeah, from Queer Sounds. But they're fantastic. It's just the one person on the show. So that will narrow it down.
They're not in Amsterdam. They're in Utrecht, the Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands. Isn't
Yeah.
that's
I mean, that's I mean,
Close.
obviously, but it's
Yes.
not the heart of
Mhm, mhm.
Amsterdam. But that'll be good. That's good. Way to go international.
Yes, look at
Yeah,
me.
go
Look at
JD.
you.
I'm global.
It's all gonna go to her head, you know.
Right.
Like we got about another 6-8 months of this podcast before she's like, look, I'm really busy. I got publicists now. I've got live gigs. I've got an upcoming show. I'm not gonna be able to
I'm wanted in
make the most of this.
Amsterdam. I don't even know where I'm going and when they want me, but
But that's how you want it. You want to just be
Right.
pushed in a direction. Just go. Yeah.
yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So anyways, Nick, yes, I am stunned that London is #1 because like I said,
Yeah.
it's very unorganized. It's not celebrated by all the letters, I will say. Like it's not celebrated by all the L's or all the B's or all the T's or all the Q's, you know.
Well,
It's
that's a shame.
it's very gay man oriented, and it just feels like you've got to do the work. You know what I mean? Like you've got to find your people and you've got to hang out with your people, but you don't really know where your people are going to be. You've got to make a plan. You've got to organize. You've got to meet up at a certain place. There's no, great schedule where, they're having a drag show at this bar. They're having entertainment on the stage in front of this place, It's not like that. You just wander around and you just stop and look at the things, basically, you know, like it's just not what I thought it was gonna be.
Do they have much in the way of entertainment? Do they have live
They do,
performers
but,
or is
like,
it mostly DJ?
It's mostly like, yeah, DJs and high energy dance stuff and, you know, like that kind of thing. Like it's not, I mean, I don't know. You would think, like, where was I just talking about, like, last week that Pittsburgh like has Jessie J? It's like, what the
Oh, yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be
No.
over here? Right? But yeah, it's very, I just don't think the Pride committee agrees on a whole lot. And I do think that they route funds to the things that you know, that they're interested in, you know,
Mhm.
as gay men that they're interested in. And it doesn't, it takes away from everybody else's experience. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not-
true.
I'm really, really surprised that would be number one. But if the article was written by a gay man, then no, I'm not surprised.
No, yeah, I wouldn't be either.
That's funny. That's great though. Wow. I just can't believe, like, I always thought, you know, Miami, LA, New York, San Francisco,
Yeah, yeah.
right there, you know. Like, I have a friend that planned an entire vacation around San Francisco Pride and was just like, I have never been to anything like it, you know, like this the pictures were endless and it just looked like so much fun. And it looked really well organized. You could tell by pictures, you know. It with London Pride, in order to get good pictures, you'd have to have a drone fly over because there's no way to know where anything is going to be happening, you know. Just have a drone fly over. And God, yeah, it's not the greatest. I bet Denver Pride is better than London Pride. Don't feel like you're missing out on anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, I really hope so. From such a huge city like London to not have it together like that and for it to
Yeah.
just
It's
chaotic.
a huge missed opportunity, I think, you know. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I went once. I felt like I was being swallowed by a million people, you know, like I was being sucked into a hole of a million people, and I didn't feel like I got to see anything notable. Nothing. Had a lovely meal at Wagamama's. Had a lovely meal at an Asian fusion place and came home. Like, it just didn't even see good looking, crazy, weird dressed people like on the tube or the train or anything, you know. It's like you stumble into it. That's the whole feeling. Like, you stumble into it. That's it.
Oh, that's not a good feeling.
No. I just feel like it could be 100 times better with better organizers. But it's that thing where you can't get them off the board. It's like politics. That's exactly what it comes down to. It's politics. Yeah. I would rather go to like a queer literary festival than that. You know?
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, like Polari. I love Polari Literary Salon because it's the guy that curates the readers and everything. He's real eccentric. And Paul Burston, we've had him on the show. He's really interesting character, and he pulls great people and he puts it together. And it's usually like in Royal Festival Hall that overlooks the Thames and the London Eye and all that. It's a great feeling. You know, you feel like you're at a London event, you know, and you're listening to queer literature read by the authors that wrote it. It's cool. Definitely cool.
Del Rey has a concert. I think it's tonight, or maybe it's tomorrow. Maybe it's the 26th of July. No, they're having a Pride concert. And I was like, oh, and that they're having, it's a Pride concert and an event, like they're not calling it a Pride festival, I don't think, but the concert is a tribute band. I don't remember which band. It's not Heart, because they've been doing a lot of the Prides. Anyway, it's a tribute band doing the music. I think it's an ABBA tribute band.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, and I know I come with no information. I'm not like you, Nick. I have like just, it could be this day. I think they're having this band, but it's something.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
because Del Rey hasn't done that
tonight.
before.
Where's this
That's right.
podcast goes
Could be
on.
tonight. Wait, am I in it? No. I'm not that busy.
Speaking
No,
of
but
ABBA though, did you hear what they're doing with their they have this guy that's made avatars, and they're
oh,
doing these
aw,
hologram concerts all over from their like best shows. So it'll be like them in the 70s, but doing a concert where they're not even really there, but it's all their
wow.
music and it's all the holograms from
Oh my
these old
God.
time concerts. It's there and it's selling out everywhere. It's crazy. But
Wow.
you know, I will tell you they are loved over here.
Yeah, I bet.
Who doesn't love that?
I know. I have a few places left that I want to go to while I live over here, and going to, you know, going all over Europe is so easy, you know, like 2 hours on a plane here, you know, that easy kind of, and I want to go to Sweden because they have an ABBA museum.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. Like who would, I mean, I will plan a trip around that, you know, the way my friend planned a trip around San Francisco Pride. But yeah, that would be like, that's on my list. That's on my list of things to do.
The ABBA Museum is Denise's pride.
That would be my pride. Exactly. Unless it's Eurovision, then that would be another form of pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who recently won that?
Ukraine.
The Ukraine.
Really?
I love it.
Wow.
But I was worried because if they
them.
win, like, you know, the country that wins has to host it the following
Oh.
year.
Wow.
So I think another country is going to have to step in and host on behalf of Ukraine.
Yeah.
I do not see them being able to do Eurovision there next year.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a shame.
But yeah, they won, and it was worth it. It was one of those tunes that just like stuck in your head. I'm pretty sure they won.
She's got information like I do.
No, they did, didn't they?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, they did.
familiar.
They did.
Yeah.
It was between them and the Wolf People.
Ooh, the wolf people. I like the sound of that.
Norway, was it?
So what else you got, Nick? You have anything else?
Ooh, okay. I have
Reflect
one
on that.
more.
Yeah, reflect. Get back
Yeah.
to us on that.
I have one more headline, and it's you know, it's kind of bittersweet, and it's something that we see kind of across the country, but not in Texas. So a Texas town is rallying around a gay couple after their pride flags were set on fire, which, you know, it's the back half of that statement is horrible, you know, setting
Yeah,
pride
right. That their flags
on fire.
were set alight.
But
Exactly.
a Texas town, you know, and it's not even like a very progressive town like Austin, Texas, but it's
Right.
this town in Texas, and you know, it
That's
reminded
really
me of.
sweet though.
I know, right?
Yeah, especially if it's like you know, those are the unexpected places where like, yeah, your pride flag is gonna get burned, but wait, there's more. The whole town
Right.
is gonna come together.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's
That's the good
adorable.
part.
What are they doing? Did they come and paint their whole house rainbow?
No, but they are providing new pride flags, and
Oh.
yeah, basically they're standing in solidarity, saying that, you know, we do not accept this. If this happens again, you know, then there's going to have to be something major that will have to happen. So it was a nice,
That's nice.
heartwarming story to find.
And that you would not
does.
expect, like you would not expect it. But you
No.
know, I think sometimes out of a tragedy, it does change people. And what happened, you know, in Uvalde, I'm sure made every community, you know, kind of come together.
It's horrible, and it's sobering. It's a very sobering thing that
It
that's
really
what
is. It really
happens.
is. And you know, like again, I say the laws should have been changed at Columbine. The laws should have been
Yeah.
changed after Sandy Hook. There's no reason for this to have happened. It's beyond, you know, what anybody thought was happening. Like, the talk about like the scourge has risen to the top, like bubbled right up and gets celebrated now. It's sick and sad. Can't stand it. But I will tell you this, I'm looking forward to my Monday night date with Liz Cheney. I was so depressed when I found out that the hearings weren't on Friday. I was like, oh, I was gonna pop a big thing of popcorn, have a date with Liz Cheney again. I was all ready for it. I don't even like blondes, but I'm oddly attracted to her.
Denise, that is so funny.
You have your reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabrains, and our mutual shared hatred of Trump brings us together.
And that's what pride stands for.
Yes.
Way to bring it home.
Yes.
Look at you wrapping things up.
Full circle right
Like,
there. That's right.
Denise is right to be attracted to Liz Cheney. That is what pride is for.
It's my pride moment. Yeah, that's my pride moment. Definitely. Fuck Amsterdam. Fuck Wales. I'm just gonna stay home with this. I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with that.
Yeah, well, the way that you talk about London pride, and yeah, I wouldn't want to be near that at all. So
Yeah. Like, it's cool to like there's so Brighton Pride is very good, like very good. They get good entertainment, it's well organized, they've got good vendors, all that kind of stuff. And all the little pocket places, like little local ones those are the ones where you're gonna feel the most comfortable. Like for somebody that is not a 6'4" raging queer with abs and is like 22. Outside of that, like a local Pride Fest is going to be fantastic as opposed to getting swallowed up in London. Yeah, I highly recommend like Hove, Brighton, Eastbourne. Like, it's like a friend of mine said that's really good. Like seaside towns, like those are fun. Margate, I bet, is fantastic. And let's be honest, this is how we can wrap this up. Pride is what you make it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
It is what you make it, whether it's in your own backyard.
I feel like there should be some music playing behind.
I know,
you.
Jay, can you manage to
I'll
edit
put
some of that in? So
I'll
whether it's
take
in
care
your
of
own
that.
backyard or on a beach somewhere, in a forest, in a castle, with your friends, you make it what it is and whatever pride means to you,
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not telling anybody not to go to London. I'm just saying, you make it your pride, like with your pride. Oh my God, with your pride.
with your pride.
There it is.
And that
There
is
it is.
Pride PSA from Denise in London. Us in London.
God, I wish I could get shirts made. It's fantastic. Make your pride with your pride. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Perfect. You guys, I'm glad we did this during Pride.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. And I would like to get back on a regular schedule. So when your schedule permits, then
Yes, let us know. You're busy. You're a busy
I know
man.
you're a busy man.
Now I'm working.
Now you're working, but you're working with good people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
great
that's.
team, so.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. See, you hung in there and you got the job you wanted.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But yes, I will make sure that there's a regular schedule.
Definitely.
So that
All
we
right.
can-
All right, you
we
guys,
can
let's
have
go out
Pride
there and make
together.
this the best Pride ever.
Yes, let's go do it.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Okay, all in.
Bye.
Why do you always run back to the lover you
Like, never stop
once
chasing your
knew?
dreams.
You're addicted to her touch. That's
There,
true.
see?
And I confess, my addiction is you.
We drank way too much whiskey.
Don't ask me why I'm here tonight. I had to take this midnight drive to find you. And as I come in through the door, I see her dancing on the floor beside you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You look at me and in my eyes you see the hurt I can't disguise. I watch you, and though it seems I look right through, I'm noticing your every move. She's got you. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You're my addiction. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. I turn away to mask the pain, but jealousy reveals my rage and madness. And knowing you can read my mind consumes me in a shameful kind of sadness. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. You are my drug, my ever waking need. I got you in my blood. You've got me on my knees. Why do you always run back to the lover you once knew? You're addicted to her touch, that's true. And I confess, my addiction is you. Why do you run? Why do you My addiction. Why do you run? My addiction. Why do you run? My addiction.